I gotta say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. You're tuned to Love 101 FM, the family station. You are in Zara Live, 1 to 5 on this Make Me Move Monday. How wanna do? And we're live on Facebook and we're also live on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Sign on, rock on, roll on, jump on. Whatever you gotta do, just ensure that you are on the live. My peeps on WhatsApp Live, good afternoon. I see you 876-997-3125. As you come on the live, please remember to share. And also you have to comment so I know that you're on. If you don't comment, I won't know. Hey, gotta say good afternoon to my friends listening to us on the FM band at 101.13579. Good afternoon. You're listening online at www.dub101.org. Good afternoon. Or you're listening to us via the app that you have downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Hello. It's a Monday. It's a Make Me Move Monday. The 4th of April, 2022. I am Sara-Ann, the chirpy one here inside Alive, 1 to 5. And of course, it's a Make Me Move Monday. And today you'll be inspired, informed, entertained, and engaged. But before I continue, I gotta big up the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, conductors and conductresses, passengers, essential service workers. Good afternoon to ya. Stores, shops, supermarkets, employers, silent listeners, ardent listeners. Good afternoon to ya. So in a moment, I'll bring you highlights from the news. 1:45 meant to size. 2 o'clock prayer blast with Bishop Martin McLean of the Mount Olive Tree Church of God Circuit of Churches. 2:15 body talk, and we'll explore some natural herbal remedies and their benefits with Dr. Orlando Thomas. 2:45 away to live broadcast comes your way. 3:15 what does the Bible say about corporate prayer? 3:45 celebration. So at that time, you send me birthdays and anniversary greetings. 4 o'clock, small people show with Auntie Glean. Then 4:55, we wrap it all up inside a live 1 to 5 on this Make Me Move Monday. All this and more on the family station, Love 101. So now it's time for highlights from the news at this time. Failing grade. Commissioner of the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, Hugh Faulkner, has given law enforcement bodies tasked with concluding disciplinary actions against road cops a failing grade. The commissioner, speaking at the launch of Rights Watchdog Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ Annual State of Justice Report, held at Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in St. Andrew on Wednesday, he stated that one of the 1,096 recommendations that was made by Indicom in its report in 2017, only one is near completion. Faulkner said that law enforcement bodies should live up to expectations as much as authority figures in other spheres of life. Now, former commissioner of police and former Army Chief Rear Admiral Hartley Lewin, in commenting, said citizens have abolished their responsibility to hold the police and elected officials accountable. Shopkeeper shot dead in Anata Bay. Suspect cut down by cops hours later. Now, a man was fatally shot during a confrontation with the St. Mary police this morning, hours after he allegedly murdered a female shopkeeper in Anata Bay. The deceased man has been identified as 25-year-old Frederick Palmer, otherwise called Sledge, of Crooked River in Anata Bay. Palmer was identified as the trigger man in the shooting death of 45-year-old Claudia Consing, also from Crooked River. Police reports say that Kansing was at home about 5:30 p.m. yesterday evening when she was called to attend to a customer in the shop. Upon her arrival at the shop, an armed man opened gunfire, hitting her in the head before escaping from the scene. Now, the police were summoned and Kansing was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Hours later, Palmer, who was suspected of being the shopkeeper's killer, was shot by the police during a confrontation. He later succumbed to his injuries. But he's very young and he's doing all of those things. What could have caused this? Now, citizens encouraged to become informers. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck is encouraging well thinking Jamaicans to provide security forces with information about persons who engage in criminal activities. The minister was addressing the ministry's Alternative Dispute Resolution ADR Services Public Education Campaign session at the Manning School in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland on Friday, where he stated that if citizens want a peaceful Jamaica, they must play their part in achieving this by taking a stand against crime and violence and passing on any information they have to the relevant authorities. He added that citizens can even talk with their justices of the peace and custos. The session was also addressed by representatives of the Justice Ministry and ADR entities who provided information about the services available and shared the program's successes. WHO says 99% of world's population breathes poor quality air. Now, the United Nations UN Health Agency is calling for more action to reduce fossil fuel use, which generates pollutants that cause respiratory and blood flow problems and lead to millions of preventable deaths each year. The UN says nearly everybody in the world breathes air that doesn't meet its standards for air quality. About 6 months after tightening its guidelines on air quality, the World Health Organization (WHO) issued an update today to its database on air quality that draws on information from a growing number of cities, towns, and villages across the globe, now totaling over 6,000 municipalities. According to WHO's reports, the air quality is often polluted with particles that can penetrate deep into the lungs, enter the veins and arteries, and cause disease. The report also showed that air quality is poorest in WHO's Eastern Mediterranean and Eastern Mediterranean and Southeast Asia regions, followed by Africa. Now, finally, in the news, Russia faces growing outrage amid new evidence of atrocities. Now, Russia faced a fresh wave of condemnation today after evidence emerged of what appeared to be deliberate killings of civilians in Ukraine. Some Western leaders called for further sanctions in response, while European allies, though united in outrage, appears split on how to respond. Poland, which is on Ukraine's border and has taken in large numbers of refugees, angrily singling out France and Germany for not taking more strident actions and urged Europe to quickly wean itself off Russia's energy, while Berlin said it would take a longer term approach. Now, according to Ukrainian officials, the bodies of 410 civilians were found in towns around the capital, Kiev, that were recaptured from Russian forces in recent days. So, in the northwest of the capital, 21 bodies, including a group of 9 in civilian clothes who appeared to have been shot at close range, and at least two had had their hands tied behind their backs. My God, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the killings as genocide and war crimes. And those are the highlights from the news at this time, Monday, April 4th, 2022. We trust you were informed. So, still war in Ukraine and Russia. Now it's time for me to mark the register. So let's see. Everybody should be on. If you're on WhatsApp, please join the Facebook and YouTube live so I can mark your name as well. Oftentimes I don't get to mark everybody on WhatsApp. Carlene Stewart, good afternoon. You're first. Diana Ashburn, good afternoon. Brian, Marva Lindo, Joan Tomlinson, Colleen Oliphant, Sandra Mays, good afternoon. Winsome Campbell, Diane Walters, Ricardo Porcius, Pearline Mills, good afternoon. Erling Grant, Karine Bennett, Claudette Bell, Eleni Taylor, Blinky Brown, Sandra Ellison, Paulette Stevenson, Nikki Brown, Naria Bingham, Ione Brown, Karen Fairclough, Sonia Hamilton, Kayla Clark Stevenson, Virtual Girl Douglas, good afternoon. Stephanie Johnson, Pat Brown, Marshall Lawrence, Emilia McClarty, good afternoon. Nesme Monroe, good afternoon. Delroy Melvin, Patricia Anderson, Delta Francis, Marva Miller, Livingston Campbell, Rupert Wilson, good afternoon to you. Angela Masters, Shauna Gay Knight, Kathleen Bashon, good afternoon. Molly, good afternoon to you. Roxanne Tucker, Damian Henry, Donna Wood, Hope T. Smith, Anne-Marie Price Patman, Winifred Henry Williams, Yvonne Scott, Alderman Ennis, Vanessa Scott, good afternoon, I see you. Barbara Gray, Melanie Johnson, Sandra Hibbert, good afternoon. Happy Monday to you as well. Francis Hutchie Lewis, good afternoon. Let's see who's next. Angela Walsh, good afternoon. Antoinette Miller, Winston Plummer, Styron Natalie Graham, good afternoon to you. Carlene Williams, Kelia Rose, Codan Brown, good afternoon. Marlene DeCosta, Karen Brown Walters, Jackie Go, good afternoon. Donna Wood, Dallas Blake, good afternoon. Ophelia Clayton, Yvette Pinky Buchanan, Yvette Johns, good afternoon. Clovis Shand. And I think that's everybody on the Facebook and YouTube live. Let's see who we have here on WhatsApp. Charmaine, good afternoon. You were first for today. Good afternoon. Phyllis Cooper, Emily from Boardmore, Sister Faye from Blue Hole. Who is this? Greg from 3 Miles. Good afternoon, Sister Winsome. Rose from Hampton Green. Melanie Johnson. Melcy from Canada. Della Rica from Big Yard, St. Elizabeth. Good afternoon. Jackie Cocasillo, Angela Hackett. Jackie from Stony Hill. Dwayne Tracy, Confident One. Monica from Crossroads, Kingston. Sister Henry from Franklin Town. Nikki Brown from James Hill. Andrew Blacks, good afternoon. Pat from overseas, good afternoon. Ophelia, got you. Where's Cherry from Spanish Town? Sister Edna from Ramble, good afternoon. And Vivian Dixon from Lacovia. Charmaine from Trimblesworth. And that's all I can take for today on WhatsApp. Thank you guys so much for jumping on the live. We do this every day, every weekday at 1 o'clock. So just ensure that you're always on the live, okay? Thank you. It's Sara-Ann is here. I have been waiting for so long. Welcome the chirpy one.